when I was 18, I felt like God was against me. I really did. I felt like everything was going the wrong way. Wrestling to me was so important, and I lived in a tough part of Wisconsin in Milwaukee area, and I got jumped in an alley from behind a week before finals, state, and I was slated to go, and I had a concussion. I had to drop out senior year, and that was like, oh my gosh, And then shortly later, I'm at I biked over to my girlfriend's house because I didn't have a car, because I came from a family that didn't have a lot of money, and this was my Trek mountain bike. Does anyone like bikes? I mean, this was a nice bike. And for some reason, after we hung out for a while and her family was there, and it was a great evening, then I go to the garage, and the bike's stolen in this nice neighborhood. And I'm like, what is up, God, with this, And then I figure I'll finish the senior year with a play. I mean, how harmless can a play be, Come on, a school play. So the big or the skinny wrestler, whatever, the captain of the wrestling team got beat down in his alley and got a concussion and had to drop the state finals. Now it's a week before play finals. Not play, that's not a final. What is it called? Opening day? I don't even know. You can tell my theater career wasn't long, okay? Opening day, it was a week before, and I stand up to give my lines, and I knew my lines easy. I mean, I can remember things no problem. And I got up to give those lines, and for whatever reason, all my stuttering demons came back, and it was my turn to give my line, and I couldn't give it. I couldn't give it. And everyone kind of laughed because they thought I was joking, because they knew I had my lines cold. And I just literally, this is what I did. I just walked off the stage, and I kept walking. And I started bawling, and I just walked off the stage. And everyone's like, what is going on with him, right? Again, concussion, had to drop wrestling, bike stolen, and now senior year, in front of all the underclassmen, starts crying and runs out of the school play and says, I'm done. And here's what I told God: I will never speak publicly again. That's what I said. I will never speak on a stage again. So the teacher came back and said, hey, what's wrong, man? We can help you out. I said, no. I said, that's one of the only things I ever quit. I just quit. I literally quit senior year. School play, week before, left all the actors hanging, and I just quit. And I said, I'm done. And by that time, I was quite familiar with the F word. You know what I'm saying? I was like, screw this, God. I'm done. Pastor's kid, Christian school, and I'm just like, forget it. And I remember after school one day, my dad picked us up in this Salvation Army bus. I'm not even joking, yes. Because my dad worked at Salvation Army. It was not cool to be picked up in the Salvation Army bus. But forget that story. That's another story. But he handed me an envelope when I got in the bus. And I said, what's this? He said, I don't know. It's from your mother. And so I opened it up, and it said, Dear Kary, we've never met. And he said, you don't know me. However, my wife, Joanne, works with your mom. And your mom, by the way, my mom talks a lot about what's going on in the home with people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and so, of course, my wife, Joanne, heard from your mom that you got jumped in the alley. Oh, yeah, that's cool. And that your bike got stolen. And that you ran off thank you, yeah. And in the Salvation Army bus. But it said this, it said, I've never had this happen in my life, but God audibly said, I cannot afford to have Kary discouraged. I need him, and here's $500 in cash for you to buy a new bike. Yeah. And I kind of threw the letter away, but I kept the money. and I bought a bike. But it began a belief that, A, somebody believed in me, and it began the belief that God was for me, maybe, and not against me.